Welcome to Season 8, Episode 1 of Podward State. I'm Connor Krause.
I'm Hailey Stutzman.
I'm Grace Cunningham.
Today we had Brad Kraut on the podcast. He's an influencer, kind of a Penn State personality now. He works out a ton. He was a Penn State cheerleader. He kind of does it all. He was a good conversation.
Entrepreneur.
Yeah, forgot about that.
Yeah, he's electric. If you don't know him, now you know him. Learn to love him because he has a great personality.
Yeah. Back in the studio, first guest and first in-person guest of the season.
Yeah, one for one. We'll try to keep it going.
Yeah, see how many we can get.
Hope you guys had a great Christmas.
Yeah, happy 2023, everyone.
Yeah, kicking off the new year with an in-person pod.
Yeah. Oh, Onward State is hiring, which means Podward State is hiring. So if you're interested in being a member of Onward State or on the pod, then apply. We'll put the link in the bio.
Now let's get into some headlines.
It's bleeding in the snow cone. So smart, she's leading me to ozone. Music, the great communicator. Used to sticks to make it in the nature.
Welcome back to Headlines. I'm joined with Grace and Teagan to talk about some things that have been going on so far this semester and even some things we missed over break. So how are you guys doing?
Pretty good. I'm excited to be doing headlines. I haven't done headlines in a while.
Yeah, back to your roots. How about you, Teags?
I'm happy for you. I'm doing good.
To start us off, SPA is going to be hosting a free concert featuring My Hero Zero and Quinn XC.
I think it's Quinn 92.
It's 92? I was going to say that, but I forgot.
I'm pretty sure.
Quinn Roman numerals that I think are 92 at 9 p.m. on Friday, January 20th in the Hub's Alumni Hall. This is really cool. Last year it was like Young Gravy or something.
Yeah. I feel like Quinn 92 came one time. Actually, I think it was on Zoom one time. It might have been Zoom-thon.
I think he might have done Thon, yeah. I think he did Zoom-thon.
Does anyone remember that? He was in like Quinn 92? He was in like a greenhouse or something during Thon in like 2021, I guess. I forgot about that. It's funny that it's My Hero Zero and Quinn 92. Yeah. I'm like happy for My Hero Zero.
I know.
That's so fun. My Hero Zero is fun.
Yeah, and like they both have awesome music, free concert.
Yeah.
Should be fun.
It's a spa day.
It's a spa day.
I like that name, Spa Day. It's like that's good marketing, I think.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
State College's Gumby's Pizza on Pew Street has permanently closed. Sad face, according to a sign posted on the restaurant's window. The reason for the closure is currently unclear. That's sad. I actually never went to Gumby's.
Me neither, if I'm being honest.
I had it for the first time like 2 weeks ago. Or a week before, like not 2 weeks ago, but right before break. I mean, it's just like good, like drunk pizza. It's not, it's really bad actually. But
oh man.
My dad was pretty mad about this.
I know, all the alums like on Facebook were upset about it. It's because Gumby's is Pokey Sticks, right? That's like
yeah, those are good. Yeah, just like cheesy bread.
Oh, I was like,
Yeah.
You know, like that's like, I don't know, I feel like everyone like talks about that.
Yeah.
That's like in Perks of Being a Wallflower. It's like the one thing they talk about.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah.
I watched that movie for the first time.
Yeah. This is a segue, but
really depressing.
They eat creamer ice cream in that when Sam makes a milkshake for Charlie.
Oh, when he's high?
I think it's when he's high.
Yeah, I think you're right.
She uses creamer ice cream.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Great movie.
It is a good movie.
She has to go do summer session.
Yeah. It's so weird. It's weird watching that once you like go to Penn State.
I know.
Like it's really weird.
I watched it like 2 weeks ago alone.
It's so sad.
And I was like in a bad mood.
Oh.
But I was like, TikTok told me it was a good movie, and then I was like, it's so sad.
It's
good.
It's like a really, really good movie, but
it's a really good book.
Isn't one you should just be like, well, I'm in the mood for a light.
Yeah. No, I watched like half and then turned on Moneyball.
It's so sad. The end is like messed up.
Yeah.
Anyway. That was a tangent.
So that's about all that's happened since we've come back to school. But Teagan, tell us something that happened over break that we missed.
There was a lot that happened over break, and some of it is not great. So, Penn State football legend and NFL Hall of Fame running back Franco Harris passed away at the age of 72. Harris played at Penn State for 3 years under Joe Paterno from 1969 to 1971 and tallied 2,002 rushing yards and 24 touchdowns in Happy Valley before being selected in the first round of the 1972 NFL Draft by the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Sad.
Very sad. Friend of the show, Franco Harris. See the impact he had on like Penn State as a whole, the NFL, like the Steelers all wore his jersey before their game. Penn State before the Rose Bowl wore Franco jerseys. So just really shitty stuff, you know. Wasn't that old either. Like He's like 70. I don't know, 72. Yeah.
A great life lived, though.
A great life.
Thoughts
a full
and prayers.
life.
Very full life.
Yeah. The Immaculate Reception. Country music singer Walker Hayes will perform at the BJC on Thursday, April 27th.
Wait, really?
Which Haley is very excited about. As part of his
Breaking news to Haley.
Duck Buck tour.
Oh my god.
Breaking news to Haley,
Like
who, yeah, he's the guy who says fancy like Applebee. Yeah.
Oh.
And he also the Duck Buck tour. Haley likes Duck and Buck, so there you go. He'll be joined by Ingrid Andress and Ray Fulcher. Anything, Haley? They're great. Who will perform before him. So yeah, a lot of country stars this year. Not country in general, but you know, good music. Got Carrie Underwood, Journey, Bruce Springsteen, Kenny Chesney, and many, many more. So
Nice.
Good
will
year
you guys?
good.
Wait, that's like a lot
Good
of people.
time.
Yeah,
Bryce
good.
Jordan Center.
It's like every weekend.
Slay.
Yeah, what the
Will you
heck?
guys be going? Maybe not to Walker Hayes, but any of these other concerts.
Not at the moment,
Yeah,
but
me neither.
sometimes they get cheap.
Right.
Like right
You
before.
have to wait for the sweet spot.
Right.
Yeah,
Grab
I
the
remember one
last-minute
time.
tickets.
Actually, when I first moved into Penn State, they gave me like free Chainsmokers tickets, and then I didn't go.
What?
But I had to like they asked me like a trivia question about the Chainsmokers, and I had to like
You knew it?
You knew it?
no, but it was like something general. Like it was like name a song.
Penn State alumna Kara Aman will compete against 30 women in search of love in the upcoming season of the hit TV show The Bachelor. The 27th season of The Bachelor will premiere at 8 p.m. on Monday, January 23rd on ABC. Kind of exciting.
Very
That's
nice.
very exciting.
That's fun.
Do either of you watch The Bachelor?
I don't.
I like to watch it at Champs.
That actually is probably
So
fun.
that's kind of the only time that I will
Wait, that's
partake
funny.
That is pretty
in
funny.
Bachelor is
Okay.
when they hand out the free pink Whitney shots.
Oh, is that what they?
It's
That's pretty
fire, I'm
sick.
not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
Maybe I'll watch
Actually-
this one since she's a Penn
Yeah.
Stater.
I feel like it'll
Well,
be even more hype.
I think I
we
might
can
be
get
wrong,
her
but
on.
I think she's also from New Jersey.
Oh,
But I
there
might
you
have made
go.
that up.
Double whammy.
Yeah.
I actually watched this show.
Check
Not like
your
religiously.
sources.
Penn State's annual Giving Tuesday event raised over $1.25 million this year through more than 1,170 gifts and 150 campaigns. This year featured the largest showing to date as 10,746 alumni, faculty, staff, students, and families participated.
Oh.
Very
Oh, yeah.
nice.
That's really incredible.
That is incredible. That's a good amount of money, I feel
Yeah,
like, for
that
Giving
is a lot of
Tuesday.
money.
Now let's get into some sports.
Spaceship persevering, use my hands for everything but steering. Can't stop the spirits when they need you. Mob cops are happy when they feed you. J-butterflies in the
Joining us now, we have TikTok influencer, entrepreneur, and academic weapon, Brad Kraut. Brad, how are you?
What's going on, guys? I'm happy, to be on the pod. It's been a long day, but you just got to keep pushing through and, just make the most of it. So we're here now, and I'm excited to dive into this thing. Feeling good, though. I feel great. Feel really good.
Thanks for joining us, man.
Of course.
So to kick us off, how did you kind of end up at Penn State as a high school senior? I know you're from in-state, correct?
Yeah.
So how did you end up here, and what did you choose it over?
My whole life, I didn't want to go to Penn State. Everyone from my hometown goes to Penn State, and I always wanted to go somewhere else. And I was like, I'm never going to Penn State. Everyone goes here. I want to create my own path somewhere else. But then as I kind of matured and got older in high school, started applying to colleges, I just realized Penn State kind of made the most sense. So I applied to Penn State, Ohio State, Maryland, and University of Florida. And I got into like all the schools, but I was between Penn State and Ohio State.
Okay.
So you have to think about it. And I was always a big believer in whatever school I ended up at, I knew I would make the most of it. It didn't really matter if it was Penn State, an Ivy League school, a smaller school, whatever school you end up going to, it's up to you to really make the most of it and get yourself involved with things on campus. And I was between Penn State and Ohio State, and I was like, you know what? I think Penn State just makes the most sense. It's in-state. It's a 3-hour, 18-minute drive. I remember my brother was at Maryland, and like the first week he was there, he had like a coughing attack, and my dad and mom literally had to go there like the first week of school. And imagine if he was at an Ohio State or Florida, they would have to get a flight. So it just made the most sense. And I knew if I went to Penn State, it's a school with 40,000 students. If I want to hang out with people from home, I can. But if I want to go out and meet new people, that's also an option. That's obviously the option that I went with. I'm still friends with people from home, like at Penn State, but I kind of wanted to just broaden my network of people. And that's why I chose Penn State. And it's only been positive, really, since being here with all the opportunities that I've really been able to create for myself at this university.
That's great. I feel the same way too because my hometown is also Penn State Central. But anyways, you have a crazy personality. I wish I was as spunky as you were. I want to know, what were you like as a child? If you could describe your childhood like personality to us.
Yeah, simple. So when I was younger, I actually had like an agent. So like I was trying out for like movies, commercials, TV shows. I get it from my parents. Both my parents are very out there. My mom, huge personality, always wanted to be a reality TV star. My dad, probably the funniest dude that I know, just out again, very out there. So I definitely get it from both of them. And at a very young age, I was just always out there, just like doing things. And so my brother, when he was around like 10, I was like 5. My mom was like bringing him. So my brother also had an agent too. So he was on Nickelodeon, like You Pick Live. He was trying out for movies. So when I was younger, my mom would always like bring me around because I was like younger, like with my brother when he was going to all these different like tryouts and stuff. And when she would bring me around, they ended up like really were like, dude, like your other son's really cute. Like he has his personality. Like let's sign him. So I end up signing with an agency, and then I end up trying out for like Kids Jackass, where it was like a segment where I didn't make the cut, but I just remember they asked me to spell police in like this interview. I guess I wasn't funny enough or whatever. I didn't end up being on the segment of Jackass. I was supposed to be in a Sesame Street commercial. Ended up not being in it because I was with it was in May. I think that's Mother's Day, right?
Yeah.
And I remember I was having a lacrosse catch with my cousin, and he threw it, like the ball at me, and it hit me in the eye. So I got a black eye. Couldn't be in that.
Oh, no.
But a little fun fact, my family was on the reality TV show Wife Swap.
I knew that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, back in 2005. It's on Hulu, season 2, episode 17.
Check that out.
You guys should definitely check it out. You'll definitely get to see kind of the way that I grew up and my parents, my family. A lot reality TV. A lot of it's like staged too. Mm-hmm. People like just so it's better for the viewers. Like on the show, they knew I didn't like peanut butter pancakes. So I was 5 on the show. So purposely one morning they had Kathy, the other mom that came from Tennessee, make peanut butter pancakes, and of course, this little 5-year-old, like, they got a reaction out of me. I started fucking crying on the show. And, like, I was all pissed off. But they knew that going into it that I didn't like them, so they like, little things like that. But, yeah, as a young kid, I've always just been out there. Like, I really haven't changed. Obviously, I've matured more, and that's kind of just through my experience with business. But outside of that, my personality has always been big and out there.
Yeah. I mean, obviously now reality TV is so big. Would you have an interest of going to reality TV after college?
Yes and no. So yes, I just would want to experience that and see how it is. No is because of the fake shit that goes behind reality TV, where I'm just like super like real upfront. Like I don't want to like hide shit. Like I like if I were to go on reality TV, they probably wouldn't like me because I'd be.
They'd have to censor you.
They would have to censor me and stuff that I would be doing. But, I mean, hey, like Love Island, if you're looking at this, I would love to try out. The only thing about Love Island is a lot of, like, the males on that show are all, like, 6'1", 6'2", like, male models. I'm 5'6", so I don't really, I don't know if there's a height requirement. I don't know if they allow short people on the show. But, hey, maybe, a year down the line, Love Island, if you see this, let me know for a tryout.
That would be awesome. Hopefully we'll get you that plug.
Yeah.
If you can, that'd be great. Love to try out.
So in high school, you started making fitness videos, and you had that alter ego, Backwards Hat Brad. Is that where your social media journey started? And did you ever think it would amass into hundreds of thousands of followers?
So I created a Facebook in 4th grade.
Okay.
So that was kind of like my first like media page. So I just remember when I was younger, I always wanted to like be like an older kid in a sense. So even when I was 5 years old, I saw teenagers at the mall wearing earrings. I got an earring myself. So I saw a lot of older people wanting to like on Facebook, so I made a Facebook. And then obviously where it really started was in high school. So I was always posting on Instagram, like always just posting. And in high school, there was 2 people I was following, Christian Guzman and Jesse James West, both in the fitness industry. I played football my whole life. I've been an athlete my whole life, so I literally started lifting in 7th grade, super passionate about it, and just always been like a motivator, a leader on the field. And sophomore year, I started following these two guys, and they just like motivated me and my one friend to like get a gym membership, because I was always working out at like the school with the football team, but I never actually got like an actual gym membership to start like working out like outside of that and like kind of doing quote unquote like bodybuilding type of workouts. And my buddy and I ended up getting a gym membership our sophomore year after my football season, and we started B&B Fitness. And it started kind of not as a joke, like we were trying, but people looked at it as a joke. And whenever you start something that's kind of different and out of the ordinary, people are going to take you as a joke. People are going to talk behind your back. People are going to make fun of it. That's just like the nature of like our society, and it's kind of a shame, because at least like we're trying, but that's just, you know, that's just how it goes in reality. And so we start this page, and in like 18 weeks we have like crazy transformations. We create workout programs. Now people are actually like taking us more seriously. Kind of starts to grow a little. And then we jump into and honestly, my entrepreneurial endeavor started with B&B Fitness, because we made t-shirts, like B&B Fitness t-shirts, and we sold over 100 of them. And it was literally like in class, I was just like, I would go to the graphics arts room, and I would stamp these shirts. Like I was doing it myself. And a lot of my teachers understood me and got me. So like, I would like miss a class. I'd be like, hey, can I go like stamp their shirt, Brad? Go do it. And like shout out Counter Rock South for them, like the amazing teachers there. So they would like let me go and do that. So I'd be like stamping these shirts, and then we ended up selling over 100 of them. God, I think we made like $1,000. Donated half of the proceeds to a charity of our choice. Aww. Kept the other half just so we, you know, obviously make our money back on what we spent on the shirts. But it was like a little fun side project, and it was kind of somewhat of like my first experience with like social media marketing in a sense, because I didn't really know what marketing was, but I was just like putting people up on my story wearing the shirt, getting the awareness of it, and more people wanted to buy into it. And then senior year comes around, and I just wanted to become famous. Senior year of high school, I was on a life high. Football season, we have a winning record. Our high school didn't make playoffs for like 10 plus years. That year, we had a winning record. We made playoffs. Like we were like partying on the weekends. Like we'd win. We were like felt like we were like bringing everyone together almost.
Sounds like American Pie.
Literally, it's almost like the senior year. Literally, it felt like a movie in a sense. It literally felt like a high school type of like movie. And second half of my senior year, again, you ask my friends, you ask them, like I'm on a life high of like, I got into Penn State, like I'm chilling, like my classes are relaxing, like I'm super into the fitness, and also this backwards hat Brad guy. Like I just created an alter ego where I made a YouTube video wearing a backwards hat and these glasses, and I just called myself Backwards Hat Brad. And right now you're talking to Brad. But when Brad puts on these glasses and this backwards hat, he's just a complete different person. Whole nother persona. And the first ever video was me in the snow in underwear wearing a dirt bike, like chest pad. And I just sprint in the snow and tackle a trash can and yell Backwards Hat Brad. And then I travel into like the wilderness, into the woods, and like jump in the cold water, like running up trees. Super, like, it was cool. It's all part of the journey, but basically there was no actual substance behind it besides just being entertaining and wanting to become famous for like no reason, literally just for like pure entertainment. Mm-hmm. So I remember I was Backwards Hat Brad. I was, I got into Penn State. I even like visit Penn State. I knew older people at Penn State, and they know me as like Backwards Hat Brad. So there's already like a little stigma in like Greek life going around about me of this Backwards Hat Brad Kraut kid. And it was just it's all about the journey, and like that was definitely a piece of like my journey of really me just trying to like figure it out on like social media. I remember I was in like Margate. Like, literally, it was in, like, May in Margate. Like, everyone goes to Margate. Like, all Penn State people there. Like, all of, like, Penn State Greek life is there. And I'm in Margate as Backwards Hat Brad wearing a Speedo. All these kids think I'm, like, crazy. And they already have these assumptions about me that, like, dude, this kid's a whack job. Like, we do not want him in our frat house or whatever. Like, there's just been, like, even in the Penn State, like, chat when you're looking for roommates and stuff, I literally posted like introed Backwards Hat Brad in that chat. I ended up getting kicked out of it. But yeah, I literally was like, yo, what's going on? I'm Backwards Hat Brad. Can't wait to meet everyone. It was kind of like, again, it's all part of the journey, but it was just, part of my journey where, hey, I was just trying to figure it out. I was just having fun with it. It wasn't that deep. Like I was trying to become famous for pure entertainment, just making people smile and laugh. That was it.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, moving on, you were a Penn State cheerleader.
Yeah.
First of all, that's awesome. How did that happen?
Sophomore year, it was COVID. All my classes were online, kind of bored of them, and I wanted to challenge myself in some type of way. So I end up finding like an open gym to learn. So basically, I wanted to learn how to do like a backflip.
Okay.
Like I just was like, wow, like imagine if I'm in like the middle of like a frat on like a dance floor.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
And like I can just like rip a backflip.
Yeah,
like that'd be sick. And I end up like talking to one of the cheerleaders, and they end up taking me to this open gym. And I didn't realize the whole cheer team was there because during COVID, they weren't practicing at the facility on campus. They were going to this facility. And I started going there and just like started learning how to do a backflip. And along my learning how to do a backflip journey, male Penn State cheerleaders are there, and they're like, yo, Brad, you want to throw a girl up? Like, this was like after I would do like my backflip reps. And I was like, you know what? Like, yeah, like I'm not opposed to that. 100%. So I go, I end up like trying to throw a girl up. Like I get her up, like kind of, not really. Try again, don't really get it. On my third try, like kind of got her in my hands. Obviously I was shaking. I was like, oh wow, this is kind of cool. So I kept going back and trying to perfect the backflip after I would go and throw girls in the air. And eventually I got to the point where I was throwing them and literally catching them above my head. And I was like, yo, like this is really cool. End up taking videos, putting on my stories. The assistant cheer coach at the time was working at Lionheart, and that's where I work out at. And he came up to me the one day and said, hey, Brad, we have some more openings on the team for like males. Heard a lot of great things about you. Would love to have you a part of the team. And I'm like, let me get back to you on that. Like, I don't know. Like, we'll see. And I go call up my two brothers who I look up to. I was like, yo, like Brandon, Darren, I have this opportunity to be a Penn State cheerleader. They're like, Brad, if you don't take this opportunity, you're a fucking idiot. And what do? I call up the coach and I go, hey, like I'm in, like lock me in. So I get locked in, and basically like that summer. So this was like sophomore year summer going into junior year. A lot of kids like in like the frat and stuff, like older kids, like kids that had already graduated, just started kind of like making fun of me in a sense for like joining the cheer team. Like I had to take frat letters out of my Instagram bio, stuff like that. So it was kind of like tough, but at the same time, I knew that like I already had a whole Greek life network of people, and I was like, wow, if I can go do cheer, like one, it's different. It's being in front of 110,000 people, like that's kind of crazy, and just like it was definitely out of my comfort zone. Yeah. 110. It was way out of my comfort zone, and I wanted to like try it. So I ended up doing it, and it was a great experience. Obviously, you know, I had a little backlash from some kids in the frat, but like that was fine because honestly, I kind of used that as inner motivation, and it really kind of like motivated me, and that's when my life kind of made a whole 360. Was because of a lot of that, and I'm honestly grateful that they did kind of make fun of me and talk to me in a certain way, because if they never did, then I wouldn't have really changed habits or anything. So I'm grateful that they did, because they did mean well in a sense. But yeah, so I mean, the whole cheer experience was unbelievable. Love everyone on that cheer team. Like now, alumni, everyone was super welcoming, and I don't have anything bad to say about Penn State cheer. It was just an unreal experience, and I'm so grateful that I did it, because if I didn't do it, all three of us would be at a bar when we're like 30, and I would be like, dude, remember, I could have been a Penn State cheerleader. That would have been so sick. And I was like, you know what? I want to leave here with no regrets. I want to try as much as I can, and that was one thing that, you know, I could check off of. I was a Penn State cheerleader.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, what an experience. So, jumping back to the entrepreneurial side of things, you got involved with Jerpa pretty early when they launched. Now they're pretty big, worn by Jahan Dotson, Chris Paul. And you were also involved with Limitless, Sean Clifford's NIL agency.
Yep.
So how have those two things kind of set you up for future success? And how's it been managing classes and all the other stuff you do on campus with those two businesses?
Yeah. So for Jerpa, I got involved with Austin. So Austin and I went to high school together. Like, I don't know if people know that, but like we went to high school together.
Okay.
So he was 2 grades above me, and he was like the basketball star. For people that don't know, Austin is unreal at basketball.
Really?
Yeah, so he was like the star of like the high school on the basketball team. And I remember when I was like a freshman, he was a junior. I was on the freshman team, he was on like varsity. He just like loved the way that I played with like intensity. So like we'd be after practice, like he'd be like help me with like some shooting tips, whatever it may be, and we'd kind of just like build that relationship like from high school, but we were like acquaintances, weren't really that like friends in a sense. We were just like, we're cool with each other. Then as I got to Penn State, I wanted to get involved with things like on campus. And right when I got to campus, I already had an internship locked working with a startup app called 20, where it was me and then like 3 to 4 other like juniors and seniors thinking of like marketing initiatives to get people to download this like social app. But I was only freshman, but that was a great experience because like I was doing marketing really without even knowing it was marketing, because I didn't get taught marketing class yet or anything. I was just like doing it.
Yeah.
Like we'd do like bar tabs downtown where it's like, hey, here's a free drink ticket if you download the app. Like little things like that. We had like cool merch, getting involved around freshmen. Like every freshman that I was friends with, I made download the app, and I was like, yo, let's use this to like link up at night and stuff. Yeah. So it was a really cool experience. But then that was obviously like the whole freshman semester, but then in the middle of my freshman semester, first semester, like being at school, Austin created a Instagram post saying like, hey, I'm looking for ambassadors. I'm starting a company called Jerpa Jeans where I'm making the first ever Sherpa line jeans. Would love people to get involved. Saw that opportunity. I said, wow, this looks like a really cool idea. Hit Austin up like, hey, like sign me up. I want to be an ambassador. I was like, all right. I was like, when can I come get the jeans? He was like, in like a month they'll be in. I was like, cool. So I was doing this because I really thought the idea was cool, thought the concept was there, and I really respected Austin, wanted to help him out in any way. So the jeans end up coming in, end up going down to his apartment. I put these jeans on. I stand up. I go, Austin, these have serious fucking potential. Like, I'd never put on a pair of jeans that were lined with fur, that were flex, super comfortable, super fashionable. And it was literally like giving a kid candy on Halloween. I literally run back to my apartment complex, or to the dorms, and I wasn't even like, yo, like, buy these jeans. It was more so, yo, you need to try these on. These are insane. I end up selling like 42 pairs in the span of like 48 hours.
Wow.
So I was literally like running down to his apartment, getting the jeans, bringing them back to East Halls, and just slinging them left and right. And that's how I started really spreading like the awareness around campus, was just making it like community-based, making it like the next cool thing. Because when you're a new product or just a new service like on a campus, people aren't going to buy into it because they don't know like what it's about.
Or hustle.
So you really have to get other people on that wave. And once other people start seeing other people on the wave, again, a lot of people just like to follow like the trends and stuff. And that was, the cool trend, and still is like the cool trend nowadays. So that's kind of like how I started learning how to do like influencer marketing. I started getting it in the hands of like athletes, and that it was just like a great learning experience. And then to balance classes, I was always like regimented. I always had stuff going on. And that's when I work best, is when I'm on the go, moving. So it was like, all right, oh shit, we're planning a Jerpa shoot this day. All right, cool. So I have class then, so I need to get up at this time, go to the gym, go to my classes, find other students on campus to set up a photo shoot, go get a photographer, boom. And like I didn't even know how to set up a campaigner. I was just doing it on the fly without even knowing like I was doing it. And it was all just through getting thrown into a position and just figuring it out on the fly. Yeah. And that's how I really started to develop, because then I ended up getting an internship with Cuts Clothing. They're a premium clothing brand. And my whole mindset with this was like, all right, I'm working with Jerpa. Like, I really see the future with this. Let me gain experience in working with an established clothing brand, so then I can learn from them and use those tools and tricks that I learned from them and then apply it to Jerpa. So I ended up getting an internship with Cuts Clothing. And that was the end of my sophomore year, summer. So like NIL became a thing. So this is where I start getting in. I'm gonna be getting into Limitless. Yep. So this is where I start getting into like working with college athletes are able to make money on their name, image, and likeness now. And Cuts was always working with professional athletes. And I started following them. I was like, I really like how they were doing their marketing, just their whole branding around like waking up, like just their whole, like, just everything about the company of just like being a winner, just everything. And like look good, feel good, like you put your cuts on, like you have all the most like confidence, you go to work, you go to your dinner. And then, so I was running their college athlete division. So I was working with college athletes and getting them like cuts, like sending them out packages, and then also coming up with different like strategies on how we can kind of spread cuts on college campuses too. So then basically through that experience, to get tied into Limitless, this was last January, Sean saw everything that I was doing with like Cuts, everything I was doing with Jerpa, and reached out to me about joining him and start building out his NIL agency, Limitless. So basically I was working with Limitless from January I think it was like January 23rd when Sean hit me. And then all the way up until like late August. So this whole summer, I lived in State College, lived with Sean, like lived like on the whole block, like all the football guys. Was a great experience. Like I was busting my ass this summer. Like it was awesome. Like it was a lot of work, but it was because I never had experience working on the agency side of things. I was always working on the brand side with like Jerpa and Cuts. So it was cool to be able to work on the agency side of things and then be the one reaching out to brands to try to close deals for these athletes and then also provide the athletes with different ways to build their own personal brands. Because everything that I've always been doing my whole life, I was always building my own personal brand along with working with these other companies and businesses to get real life experience. Because it really wasn't my schooling or my education that taught me everything. It was just getting thrown into situations and getting real life experience that has taught me and has helped me mature as, you know, a young 20-year-old kid, a 22-year-old kid. And then so basically I started the whole kick the sheets thing in like January because I was balancing 15 hours a week with Cuts. I was balancing branding and marketing for Jerpa. I was balancing the like waking up, and I was doing like yoga with Sean in the mornings, just to like get to know each other. We didn't really know we didn't know each other. He just knew of me. Obviously, I knew of him being the quarterback at Penn State. And then being a full-time student and balancing like creating my own content for myself. So there was a lot that I was doing. So I was like, hey, all these things are really important to me. I'm not going to make excuses. Like I want to do all of these, and if I want to do all of these, I have to start waking up earlier. So I started getting up at 5 a.m. And Austin at the time was reading a ton of books, and one of them was the 5 a.m. Club, and it talked in this book about first thing in the morning, get up and do a physical activity. So the one morning I got up and did push-ups, ran in place, did jumping jacks. Didn't film myself. I just did that to, got up at 5 and boom, got out of bed. And when I did this, I had the most productive day ever. I was like, oh my God, like I need to keep doing this. Like this is addictive. So I kept doing it, and then I started recording myself, and that's where Kick the Sheets started kind of coming into play. And then I kind of just brought it out through like the whole summer. I had an opportunity to go out in LA and work for Cuts, but I dropped that opportunity. I had an opportunity to work with an NFL agent and do like NFL player marketing. Didn't do that. I had another opportunity to go and work with like a wealth management group, but didn't do that. I was locked in on working with Sean, building out Limitless, and becoming like the best at like athlete marketing. Like that was like my plan. That was my goal. That was my everything. And then late August came, and the semester came around, and I ended up leaving the agency. I just felt that I wanted to create other opportunity for myself. So I left on good terms. And once I left, I still felt a pressure on my shoulders to continue doing athlete marketing because that's what I branded myself in the last like 10 months of my life. So I ended up networking, but I wanted to do it at the next level. So I ended up networking with a ton of like different like agents, agencies, and actually in like a 3-week time stamp, I ended up getting a contract sent to me from an NFL agent to start doing NFL player marketing, which would be really cool. But at that same time when I left, you have to think about it. If I'm working with Sean and representing all these athletes, like I'm representing them. So whatever I put out on social media, that also resembles them. So like I was still being myself, but I couldn't put out like be super raw, like put curse. I couldn't swear. Like I couldn't put out like everything that I truly wanted to put out. So once I left, I was just me. Like it's just me. Like I could do whatever the fuck I want. So once I left, I just started like hammering my TikTok, like 30 to 60 videos a day. So I get this contract sent to me from this NFL agent. My TikTok starts like going up. I'm in like a dilemma of like, oh my God, like I can graduate in December. I can go start working with this NFL agent. And like, that's my career path from there. And then on the flip side, I'm like, damn man, like I've always wanted to have like a positive impact on society. I've always wanted to be, a positive public figure for society. And my DM started blowing up with kids just reaching out to me like, dude, you're inspiring me. You're motivating me.
That's really cool.
And it was just like eye-opening to me. I was like, this is what I've always wanted. Why would I go do this NFL player marketing when I can do that like at any time? But the time that I have right now, I need to take advantage of it. So I end up just like saying, fuck it. Like my whole life, like I said before, I've always worked for other people and helped build their brands, but always building my personal brand on the side. But I never actually went all in on myself. Like never. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to drop my one class. I'm going to graduate in May, take the next 8 months, and try to just build as much as I can and see what happens. And once I made that decision, there was no looking back. And from September to November, I grew my page from 42,000 followers on TikTok to over 560K. And have done some really cool things. Worked with Fox Big Noon Kickoff, traveled to a bunch of universities, had kids coming up to me at Virginia Tech, Kentucky, Indiana. I was on a senior trip in Vegas, kids in Arkansas, everywhere.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I didn't even realize I thought I was just known at Penn State. I didn't know it was everywhere. I was like, this is fucking awesome. Because I've always been a social butterfly.
Right.
So it's just me meeting more people, but it's they want to take pictures. And I'm like, fuck yeah, let's get pictures. You want a video? I'll take a video for you, whatever you want. This is awesome. So moral of the story here is just bet on yourself. If you want to go do something, just bet on yourself and don't look back. Just know the decision that you made was right and just go all in on that decision. Because if you start having second thoughts, you're fucked. You might be oh, maybe I should go. No. If you're making a decision, go all in with it. And that's what I did, and I've been grateful because it definitely opens up a lot of doors. It opens up a lot of doors, and you're able to connect with really cool people and just start your own shit. Why work for someone else when you could do your own thing? I don't know. That's always kind of been in my head.
Yeah, there you go. That was great advice. Thank you. What does a day exactly in your life look like? Morning routine, night routine. You have a pretty crazy day. I know you start by kicking the sheets, but what does it all look like in the mind of an academic weapon?
All right, so today I'll walk you through my day today. Got up at 5:11 a.m., kicked my bed sheets, got out of bed. Obviously, I get my phone, record my kick sheets video. And a side tangent real quick. I know people like to say work in silence, right? But if you work in silence, then it's just for yourself, which is good. But for me, I just like to document and show everything I'm doing so there's a bigger impact than just me and making money for me and just doing everything for me. Obviously, you have to focus on yourself, but at the same time, you can help and bring other people up with you. And that's always been my thing, and that's why I do what I do with documenting my whole journey. Nice. Anyway, so I get up, kick the sheets, jogged, and I think today, I did some quick feet, just chopping my feet. Yep. Lately, I've been doing a cold shower first thing in the morning. It wakes you up. If you're, I'm telling you, go in the cold shower for 30, 45 seconds, you wake right up. Brutal. It's awesome. I love it.
Can do that.
So went to the cold shower, made my pre-workout snack, went to the gym. After the gym, came back, had yoga at 9:15, got back around 11. I made my actual breakfast and then meal prepped out 3 meals for the whole day. Ended up, I had so obviously everything I do, I produce content. So throughout my whole morning, I was videoing myself. So after I finally made all my food and everything, I sat down and took 40 minutes to put together a morning video of my morning routine of becoming an academic weapon. So I put that up this morning. After that, ended up walking to the hub, heat up my food, ate a meal. Then I went to class at 1:35. After class, went back to the hub. I'm working with a business called Visitor, where we do man on the street type of content. My buddy started at Maryland, wanted to bring it to Penn State, brought it to Penn State. Me and another influencer, Gia Duddy, have been crushing it for him. It's so much fun, just interacting with people, asking funny questions, whatever it may be. So then did Visitor content from 3:30 to 4:30, had another meal, and then came here to get here at 5. And then after this, I got boxing from 7 to 8. Then I'll go back, put up a couple more videos probably, and then go to sleep by 9.
9? That's a good time.
I try to go to bed between 9 and 10. It depends. Some days, I'm just wired, and I just keep going because during the day I was so busy, and I'm finally catching up on text messages and stuff at night. But the thing for me is I just love staying busy. It's just when I take care of my body, it takes care of my mental, and when I take care of my mental, everything else just falls into place. And that's why I started doing the yoga, the boxing, just really staying active. I'm on, a spring break shred for Fort Lauderdale, so that's keeping me intact. Yeah. So I'm doing my meal prep stuff. I'm on that. I'm locked and loaded in it. And it just keeps me grounded and motivated of who I am and my purpose of what I'm trying to do. And that's waking up every single day with the purpose of trying to inspire and motivate millions of people. And I finally am back to that after all that travel and all that come up, and I'm just sticking with this. Because kicking the sheets, that's long term. That's an actual long term sustainable like type of business, whatever I want to end up creating out of it, whether it's a gym, whether it's a media company, like there's endless opportunity that I can go with it, but that's my roots and that's what I have to hone in on for long term. But I'm just sticking to the roots of getting up every day at 5 and just attacking, winning, and trying to figure out different moves that I can do to just continue to grow and not stay stagnant.
Yeah. So when you were at the peak of your brand building in the fall, you met a lot of famous people and celebrities. Who was kind of the person that you looked up to the most, and were you ever starstruck when you met people like Urban Meyer or the Fox Sports crew?
I thought meeting Reggie Bush was so cool.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
I always just remember playing Madden with him. Like when I would play Madden, I would always be like the Saints when he was on the Saints. Because, dude, like his speed was like 98. And like I would just crush it with him in Madden. And then to actually like meet him in person. And for me, like luckily, as I was growing up, like my mom would always like, was very good at networking, got me into like cool events to meet high-profile people. So I was kind of always around high-profile people growing up. Mm-hmm. So it was never like I would never really get butterfly. Like, I just look at other people as like regular human beings, and I never really got nervous. It's just another person, shoot the shit with, whatever. But I think meeting Reggie Bush was like really cool, and then also meeting like Salim from Nelk, and like actually getting to get to know him as like a person, not just as this creator. For him, I have so much respect for him because he is the same person off the camera.
Really?
Same exact person. He's comedy. He's hilarious.
It's like you in a way.
And that's why we like clicked, because we're both very similar in our ways of we're the same person we are on camera, off camera. And I would definitely say he was someone cool. I think talking to Urban Meyer was just like, again, like I love saying this term, just comedy. Like he's just the old guy asking my questions about TikTok. Pretty funny. Brady Quinn was really cool. Got to hit a workout with Matt Leinart.
It's awesome.
Matt Leinart was awesome. Like he wore Kick the Sheets tee. Worked out before getting on set the one time when I was out in Ohio State with them. Cool guy. But I mean, it's just, again, like I'm just grateful that I've been able to network over the last like 4 years with some like really cool people, be friends with some high profiled people, and really just be able to use that now for my own personal brand and like bring them on a pod or send them out merch, whatever it may be, just to like show like, hey, like whatever you're doing, like I support, like I want to get you involved with anything that I can do and have you on a pod or whatever. So it's just, again, it's just all about networking and putting yourself out there and creating opportunities for yourself. And that's what I took away from being at Penn State. It wasn't my academics. Like it just wasn't. It was me doing extracurriculars outside of my academics and meeting as many people as I can and really trying to make a name for myself on a campus with 40,000 students. As a freshman, I'm in a 350, 500 person lecture class. I'm on the mic the whole time. As a freshman, I just didn't care. But people would come up to me after class and be like, yo, like, you're Brad. I was like, yeah. I was like, all right, yeah. Like, so I was already kind of like doing that even right away as a freshman. But you'll get scrutiny for it as a freshman from older people because they feel threatened by you. They're like, oh, why is this kid doing? It's like, dude, like get out of here. Like, grow up. Like, who cares what I'm doing? But I think a lot of my inner motivation comes from comments like that. When I was growing up and really trying to figure out what I'm doing, like so much motivation like comes from that.
Prove people wrong, basically.
That, and it's just like, I don't know, I just like smile at it.
Yeah.
Like I just love it.
So you actually just started your podcast, The Brad Kraut Show.
Yup.
And you just filmed episode 2 with Katie Feeney. First episode was with your roommate, I believe.
Yeah, so the first episode was just like, because so many people on social media stuff just see me as like, academic weapon, like viral guy, but like there's a lot more than just that shit. Like I've been doing this shit for so long, and then it just happened last semester. So like the whole point of the first episode was like, all right, who is this guy? Like who is Brad Kraut? And I go through my whole entire life journey and just talk about all the different experiences that I've had to be able to actually speak on it and like be a credible person on social media. And I'm not just like a social influencer doing like dances or anything. Like I actually have like value and substance of like doing college right.
Yeah.
You took Social 119 last semester. I did as well. And
Shout out Sam Richards.
Yep. So you would come into class every day with your phone out saying, academic weapon, go sit in the front row. I applaud you for that. I can never do that.
There you go.
What do you think about Sam Richards? Do you have anything to say about him? He is a friend of the podcast.
Sam is that guy.
He is that guy.
Like he's that guy. Dude, he's just fucking real.
Yeah, he is.
Like, he's just real with people. Like, because our society is so like cancel culture nowadays, and I'm just so happy that he talks about issues that might make people feel uncomfortable, whatever, but it's like, dude, like, it's an issue. Let's talk about it. You don't got to be weird about it. You don't got to try to cancel me for saying something out of the ordinary, but I just love how he was real, and he makes in my opinion, he makes, like, good points and, like, brings in, like, real life value of, like, he doesn't even teach the class. It's more so bringing in students and giving perspectives of, like, students in the class. I think it's awesome. I know some people might not be a fan of him or whatever, but it's like, dude, give him a break. Like, get to know him a bit.
Yeah, no, you should
like,
take the class before you judge him.
I agree. And it's just so, like, refreshing to see a professor, like, there's not really exams or anything. It's just, like, discussion-based and, like, real stuff that you can actually take away and then actually, like, in the future, like, help society in a sense and, like, bring people of all colors together and everything. Because it's, like, I feel like our world is, like, so divided. And, like, this class talks about all these issues, and it's cool to, like, get other perspectives on it.
Honestly, that class is, like, how you kind of blew up this year on TikTok. Besides Kick the Sheets, you kind of started the academic weapon thing in that class. Yeah,
I mean, it's at 7.7 million views, 23.4 thousand videos to the sound.
Yeah.
Like, it went bananas, and it was literally just, like, a joke. Like, it was just, like, I'm not the best academically. Like, I have to try hard to, like, get good grades, and I have to study. Like, I suck at memorizing shit.
Yeah.
But what I'm really good at is being social and showing up to class with a positive attitude. I'm very good at participating. Like, I'm good at those things, and that's why I call myself, like, an academic weapon, is because I'm able to, like, one, do extracurriculars outside of my academics to help benefit my future, but also be able to just get my work done and pass my classes at the same time. And a lot of people are, like, afraid of their professors or, like, scared. And it's like, dude, like, why? Like, go and be friends with them. They can only help and benefit you. And I'm trying to make going to class, like, a cool thing. Like, some days I would literally look forward going to class because I couldn't wait to be on the microphone. I couldn't wait to, like, just, like, speak in front of all these people. And I'm just trying to get kids to have a different perspective on it. Like, go to class and have fun with it. Make a TikTok in class. Who cares? Take a picture. Like, have fun with it. Like, you're gonna be going regardless, so might as well just have fun with it.
The whole academic weapon idea, that was pretty clever. Did you come up with that idea, or did you see it somewhere else and kind of morph it into your own brand?
No, I remember a video popped up on my Snap memories from a year ago, and I was walking out of Paterno Library, and I was like, academic weapon. As like a joke, just like academic. And then I was sitting first row, and I was like, all right, I'm just going to be like academic weapon on first row in my 7. It was just facts. And then people fucked with it, and it
blew up.
And it blew up, and Livy Dunn was making a TikTok with the sound.
Did you ever imagine that something like as stupid as that you could monetize and make it your own?
No. I was like, dude, like, this is crazy. Because I'd be walking around these college campuses, they're like, Brad Kraut, academic weapon. And I'm like, what's good? Like, how's it going?
Well, it was funny. I was sitting next to some kid at the Rose Bowl parade, and he didn't go to Penn State. He was from California, though. And he's like, oh, so you know the academic weapon. And I was like, well, he goes to my school. I don't know him. But yeah, it's just crazy how people from coast to coast know that catchphrase.
Dude, it's everywhere. It's awesome, though.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I love it.
You single-handedly raised the GPA of the nation.
I think I have. Dude, my DMs were getting blown up. It's not even college kids. It's high school kids and middle school kids, like, DMing me, too. Like, dude, look at my, like, report card. I'm like, dude, like, let's go. Like, keep it going.
That's cool.
Like,
that's awesome. Okay, so this month you started up a Kick the Sheets challenge where people are posting themselves.
20-day Kick the Sheets challenge.
What, can you explain to us what that is?
Yeah, basically every single day for people that are participating, they need to get up before 9 a.m. and take a video, a picture of them either, like, cooking, like, actually kicking the bed sheets, going to the gym, just doing something before 9 a.m. And just tagging me, putting hashtag 20-day Kick the Sheets challenge just to spread that awareness. Like I said, with, like, Jerpa, how I started spreading, like, Jerpa was by people, like, by tagging people, putting them on my story, they repost on their stories and just start spreading. Because the more people that have eyes on it and the more people that see people doing it, other people want to hop on that trend and start doing it. So, like, my whole point of doing this challenge is to try to get people to, like, build an awesome habit, like, right away, start off the new year. It's like, all right, 20 days, but I'm sure people are going to end up doing it past the 20 days because they've seen amazing progress from doing it, and just like their productivity levels are a lot higher, and it's been amazing to see the amount of people that have been doing it. And it's just like motivating for me, where it's like one day if I don't feel like getting up or whatever, but I see all these other people like getting up, tagging me, I'm like, this is me. Like, I gotta get up. Like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And it kind of gives me that extra motivation too to get up. Obviously, motivation isn't everything. It's discipline that's gonna take you places, but it's just like seeing like all these people doing it. It's just like heartwarming, like amazing to see.
I love that.
And then the winner of it, so basically, if you complete the 20 days, you'll be put into a raffle to win $1,000.
Whoa.
$500 cash.
Whoa.
$500 donate to a charity of choice.
Oh.
That's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's cool how you kind of tie all your stuff back into charity.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been like big on charity. Like during COVID, I was a part of a COVID relief fund. We raised over $100K. All college kids, I was a part of Greek Life. So I was a part of reaching out to people at a bunch of different schools that are involved in Greek life and helping them do like bingo boards, basically for COVID relief. Ended up like going from like 0 to 50K, did some other things, got up to over 100K in like 43 days, which was really cool.
Cool.
But always been big on charity.
So at this point in your Penn State career, you're kind of recognized as a campus personality. Do you like that, or do you kind of wish you were more of a regular student?
I love it. I put myself in the situation to kind of like be recognized, again, I'm just a social butterfly. So I love walking around and students coming up to me, talk to them, ask what their major is, if there's any advice that they need from me, whatever it may be, just shoot the shit. I love it. I personally love it.
Okay, so you've lived like an entire lifespan of a person in 4 years at Penn State. Can you pinpoint like a favorite memory here?
I would say cheerleading and walking out on the field during a whiteout game.
Yeah.
That was insane. Like the feeling you can't even like describe when you're on the field and you see like a wave of white and just people going bananas.
That's awesome.
I feel like that was definitely one of the coolest experiences that I've ever had here.
That's great.
So obviously you're involved with a lot, marketing side of things, entrepreneurial side of things, building your social media brand. What do you want to do post-grad?
That's a good question. Obviously, I have a couple things in mind. It just really depends in the next couple months, like where my brand is going to be at. But I think I do want to go like the fitness route and move out to Dallas with a couple of these kids.
Nice.
Yeah, and open up a gym.
Cool.
And basically have the gym be a content hub for creators to come to create content, set up podcast studios in this gym, and then through the gym, potentially start like a management company and start representing other talent. So whether that is an athlete, whether that is an up-and-coming influencer, I want to be able to use everything that I've learned and the team that I have behind me to be able to help and develop more people just outside of me and my own personal brand. That's probably the route that I'm going to go because that's like my background. That's what I'm passionate about. That's what I love doing. So I could definitely see that happening in the near future. But definitely like a gym because like I want to run my own kick the sheets, like hit workout classes in the morning, which would be fucking electric.
That's great.
I would go to that.
It would be so electric. Like I want to do like a thon fundraiser, hopefully at like Lionheart. Like a hit workout class because back in high school I was a group fitness coach.
Oh, cool.
So I was coaching group fitness and I had the best. The people like loved my energy and it was so much fun. So I want to bring that concept and do like a thon fundraiser and then hopefully have this gym open and I run a group fitness class in the mornings.
If you hosted a Zumba class, I would go.
I was going to say, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
With like 50 to 60-year-old women.
Yeah, I mean, I have a video coming out soon on YouTube. I did Zumba again.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I did like a booty workout with these fitness chicks and then went to Zumba. And
oh my God.
That's electric.
Yeah, no, it's unreal content. But yeah, I think that's kind of where I see myself in the future. But again, I just have to stay true to my purpose in kicking the sheets and getting up every day and like building with other people. Because for me, building by yourself it's whatever. But like if you can build with other people and help build other like-minded individuals up with you, and everyone like helps each other, dude. When you start winning, like you get to go out and celebrate those wins with everyone. It's not just yourself. Like it's a lot more fun, in my opinion.
That's cool. Could you see Kick the Sheets gyms like becoming in hub cities nationwide and kind of making that a franchise type thing, or would you just start with one?
I think I would just start with one. I don't even know if it would be like Kick the Sheets Gym. It would more so be like an overarching media company.
Okay.
like an overarching media company. So the guys that I've been talking to, they're all like fitness industry. So they know everything about the fitness industry. The aspect that I bring is entertainment and sports. Mm-hmm. So we have fitness covered, we have entertainment covered, and we have sports covered. So we have everything.
It's a
like
big umbrella.
Music.
Yeah.
We have music. We can set up collabs with people in the music industry, with these big fitness influencers. Like, we have everything. So I can see an overarching media company and then Kick the Sheets being one, like, quote unquote, like, brand under this overarching like media company. Like, you look at Barstool Sports, but then it's like BFF Pod. This, like, I could see a bunch of different other things rooting from this overarching like media company in a sense.
Cool.
That's a great plan.
Yeah, no,
it's a lot.
And it can't. No, but I mean it.
You have the vision for it, though.
I have and the company that I'm working with is actually called Vision.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
VZN, and the whole vision of it is to bring people together and build. That's literally. And when I was out in Dallas last weekend before I came to Penn State, I was talking to them because I'm creating a pre-workout with them. I haven't really announced it, but yeah, I'm coming out with a pre-workout.
Woohoo, that's awesome.
When I was out there, I got all the content for it. It's unreal. Anyways, when I was out there, they just like opened my eyes. Like, they're 22, 23-year-olds, they're entrepreneurs. They all had jobs, left their jobs, wanted to pursue stuff in like the fitness industry. So the one kid is running Vision, a supplement company. Another kid is running Dog Sportswear, which is a fitness apparel company. And then other kid, Patrick, is running a marketing agency, and he works with brands that do 7, 8, 9 figures and runs ads and everything for them. So they all have like their one headquarters where they all go to work every day, and they have a warehouse in the back, with a ton of products and everything. I can see Kick the Sheets being a part of that, and then we come together and build up.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, like that's like our vision, like the company vision. Yeah, but I think they're becoming State College soon. As
Awesome.
Well.
Okay, so these are kind of funnier questions.
Yeah, no, let's do it.
Okay, would you rather
Yeah.
skip class or wake up late and miss the gym? Like, wake up really late.
Those are two bad options,
Yeah.
Hailey.
I would rather skip class.
Really?
Yeah, I'm
But, like,
going to the
what about
gym.
being an academic weapon?
That can wait.
You
the
think
gym.
so?
Yeah, I'd rather go to class. I mean, I'd rather get up and go to the gym. Like,
All right.
that mentally for me is just I need to go to the gym.
Do you work out 7 days a week, or do you take?
No, I'll
Couple
do.
days off.
I'm doing like 6 right now.
Okay.
But like, I'm active 7 days a week.
Yeah.
But you need recovery.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather eat college or canyon pizza,
College
or neither?
dude. Both of them are just ass. Like, I mean, I'd rather eat college pizza because I've had college pizza before. When I was a freshman,
They're both
when I was
really
drunk.
bad. Yeah.
The pizza's out of the diet now,
Yeah.
probably.
They're pretty bad.
It is out of diet. I'm not eating pizza until after March.
Okay. IM or white building?
Dude, the white building has no mirrors. It's like foul. So the IM. And the IM bathroom lighting is unreal.
Is it?
Yeah. Like when I would work out there as a freshman, I'd have like crazy like videos.
Yeah. Good progress pics.
Great progress
Yeah.
pics, like great like flexing videos.
I like Rec Hall better than both, honestly, but
I haven't even worked out at Rec.
it's cool. You should check it out.
Really? Yeah, but like, I'll be honest, I work out at Lionheart downtown, but I do want to go to the IM and like just like fuck around there for a day and
Yeah.
just like meet people, like meet
Shoot
the
some
freshmen
content there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, fun fact: when I was a freshman, summer session, I got kicked out of the IM for filming. They wouldn't let me
okay.
film, so I was like, all right, checked out Lionheart, became a member since freshman summer session, haven't left.
I have one more.
Yeah, keep firing. I like these.
Chicken or steak?
Steak,
No pre-workout or no protein?
no protein.
Really? I don't think
Like protein powder?
No, like you
Like-
can't eat protein the entire day, or you can't take pre-workout.
Oh, then I wouldn't take. I thought you
Yeah.
meant like just like protein
No,
powder compared to like pre-workout.
I don't think you need pre-workout that much.
You don't, but
you're
like psychologically, I'm addicted to it.
you have
Psychologically.
No, like I don't even feel it. I just have to take it.
Really?
Yeah, and then I drink a
Interesting.
coffee later today too. Yeah, so
Okay, I didn't
Pre-workout in
really
the
prepare
morning.
anymore.
What about no caffeine or no alcohol?
Oh.
or, like forever.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh god.
We stumped the mirror.
So if I'm gonna be doing fitness, that means I have to drop drinking. Honestly, so I would just go no alcohol.
That'd be tough.
Yeah. Yeah.
In reality, it's
That's what future Brad's gonna look like, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see. Nah, you got to enjoy the little wins in life. You got to find that balance. Like, I'm not telling college students not to go out and like be a hardo. It's like no, like just find a balance. Just don't let the drinking consume you. It's like
you got to
once it consumes you, then you're like fucked. Like it's like just find that balance. Get your shit done during the week. On the weekend, go out and enjoy yourself. It's not that hard. Like it's I don't know why everyone's like, oh, I'm missing out on whatever. It's like no, you're not. It's gonna be here every single weekend. Like that's.
So at the end of every episode, we ask our guests for an intro and outro song to bring you into the episode. Do you have a song in mind that you'd want for you to be featured on?
Yeah, intro, Can't Stop by Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Nice.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Can't stop, addicted to the shindig. And then outro, Beat the Odds by Lil TJ.
There you go.
Grave of Luna,
Yep.
Good diversity in this.
Yeah. The last question we ask all our guests is, do you have any advice for college students?
Network. Put yourself out there. It's not about the grades you make. It's about the hands you shake. That's it.
That was like a poem.
Yeah, it's just put yourself out there, create opportunity for yourself, and you'll find something that fits you.
Dude, there you go.
Gain as much experience as you can. While you are doing your academics, find something outside of your academics to get involved with. Whether that's working with a company and working on like an ambassador program, or that's thinking of like marketing initiatives for a new product on a campus. Just put yourself out there and get involved. Even if you're a finance major, still try to get like marketing experience. I put that out there like because in your head you're like, oh, finance, but it's like no. Try to just gain as much experience as you can in your 4 years. So by the time you're a senior, you'll know what you want to do because you already have multiple experiences under your belt rather than just doing one internship and then that's like your job, even though if you might hate it. So that's that's literally, again, I learned this from the Cuts founder. You don't know the taste of chocolate unless you taste it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So go and taste as many things. Go and taste as many things as you can. Pick and choose what you like. Boom.
There you go. Boom.
Simple as that. But yeah, thank you to Brad Kraut for joining us. It was a great conversation.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. This was awesome.
Kick the sheets.
Kick the fucking sheets.
Now we're getting into some sports with Mara and Charlie. How are you guys doing?
Doing good. Keeley, how are you?
I'm good.
Yeah, doing well.
Cool. How are your breaks?
Nice. Relaxing.
Pretty incredible. Pretty fun. Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because Penn State won the Rose Bowl, and it was an absolutely wonderful time. I was out there with my family and Grace. Awesome time. The game itself was like so sick because we like kind of beat them up. Their quarterback was hurt in the second half, but like we scored when we wanted to. The final score was 35-21. Sean Clifford played a game that I think like maybe his best ever.
A legacy game.
Sean Clifford. A legacy game for sure. He had nearly 300 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and no turnovers, which is just right? Yeah. Which is just like what more can you ask for your last game? So thank you, Cliff. Good work.
Did you cry?
I did cry.
I cried too.
Will and I? Yeah. Oh, my brother and I were like bawling our eyes out. I cried. Did you cry? All right, see, it's normal to cry. I was excited for the future, honestly. Yeah, I had a fire in me.
And the rain.
Yeah, so good for Sean. You know, he got a lot of shit in his time, but he did fine. He did his job. But it wasn't just
strong.
He finished strong. He finished strong. He finished very strong. But it wasn't just the old guys doing work in that game. Freshman running like sensation Nick Singleton had 120 rushing yards on 7 carries, which is by itself ridiculous, including a Rose Bowl record. Including
Charlie, I don't know, man.
Including an 87-yard rushing touchdown, which was just signs of Kajana Carter, signs of Saquon, who both had 70-plus yard rushing touchdowns in their respective Rose Bowls. Just like incredible game. Everyone was having fun. Franklin became the 5th ever coach to win the Fiesta Bowl, Cotton Bowl, and Rose Bowl, which is pretty insane. Joe Pa also had done that. And yeah, Charlie unpacked Rose Bowl experience. So it was very, very fun. It was a little rainy, but it was such a delight to be out west with my brothers in arms of the Penn State football team.
That's awesome.
I saw Connor. I saw Connor at our tailgate. It was pretty funny. I just saw I didn't even see Connor first. I saw his dad, and I was like, that guy looks like Connor. I looked next to him. I was like, holy shit, it's Connor. And then my dad was too busy to come say hi, but I said hi to Connor's dad, so not nice manners by Hutch. But yeah, it was really just a great day, great trip in general. Happy way to end the year. Way better than last time.
Yeah, well, Penn State sure ended on a good note, and now we'll be back in Beaver Stadium in April for Blue White and Drew Aller era. Thoughts on Drew Aller era?
Oh yeah,
25-1 to win the Heisman.
That's awesome. Sorry.
It's exciting to see now.
Yeah,
and
we'll get to experience it, so that'll be sick.
I'm very excited for him.
Yes, only time will tell.
He's a good boy.
Mm-hmm.
Hopping back into some other wagons. Number 1, wrestling is 8-0 and continued their dominance over the break. What's going on with that team, Mara?
Yeah, so back in December, they participated in the collegiate wrestling duels in New Orleans, where they had a massive win over Central Michigan, 50-3. And there were 7 pins in that duel, so that was crazy to watch. Then they had another win against number 22 North Carolina, 37-3, and they beat number 6 Iowa State, 22-13. So they ended up coming home with a huge win overall in that collegiate wrestling duel tournament. They also had their first Big Ten win against number 13 Wisconsin, 28-12 last week, which was awesome to start the Big Ten sort of tenure off with a win. Coming up, we have 2 weeks of BJC duels, which I'm personally very excited for. The first one's on Friday against number 3 Michigan at 7, and then the next one is next Friday against number 2 Iowa at 8:30. These are going to be huge duels for them, obviously with them being the number 1 team facing the number 2 and number 3 team. So it's going to say a lot about the team and a lot about some individual guys as well. I also think it's interesting to note that on WrestleStat.com, they have Roman Bravo Young as number 3 and Carter Starachi as number 4 in the Hodge Trophy possibilities of winners. They're both Roman's 7-0, Carter's 8-0. Also, Greg Kirkfleet is 7-0. But he's a little bit farther down at number 15. They have 0 dual points against any of them at this point. So it's going to be interesting to see as they head into these tougher matchups, how those rankings are going to kind of shift and the possibility for one of those 3 to take home the Hodge Trophy.
That's unreal.
Guys are unreal, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
What are your thoughts on wrestling competing in the BJC? Like, what is the environment like when it's in the BJC versus Rec Hall?
It's hard to say. Kale talked a lot about this today, actually, at media, because Rec Hall is so historic with wrestling and just how close it is to actually being able to watch. It's a lot different than the BJC is. I don't know. There's a lot of different things. Rec Hall is really quiet, during the specific bouts and all throughout the duel, and it's just a different atmosphere. So personally, I'd like to see more in the BJC just because it's so electric with having 15,000 fans instead of just the 6,000. But there's kind of something, that too. But there's something about Rec Hall that's just the atmosphere of it. I guess it's kind of nostalgic, historical. I mean, it's just something about it.
For sure. Well, you'll get a whole lot of it in the next 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
Jumping into some men's basketball. Hoops is 12-5 and sitting at 500 in the Big Ten. Had a super busy winter break. Went 4-2, picking up 4 straight wins against Canisius, Quinnipiac, Delaware State, and Iowa to open up its slate. And then lost to both Michigan and Purdue at 2 dramatic games. The basketball team faced Purdue at the Palestra, aka the the Cathedral of College Basketball. So that was just electric and insane. Connor Krause, do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, that was pretty cool. It's such a cool arena because it feels like Rec Hall, but it's just bigger. So imagine if Penn State had its own basketball arena that was 8,000 to 10,000 seats. It's perfect. The environment felt like a football game, honestly. Pre-game when they were doing We Are Penn State, it felt louder than the Rose Bowl because I was there a few days earlier. So as a big college basketball fan and a huge Penn State fan, I was jealous that we don't get that every single game. And I think under the Pat Kraft administration, they could potentially fix the BJC or build a Pagula for basketball, which would be really cool. But overall, I think they should play at least one game there a year because it's just something that is special for the players. They have a lot of players from Philly, and there's so many Penn Staters in Philly too.
Yeah.
So.
Did you talk to Seth Lundy or Andrew Funk afterwards about what their feelings were being back there? Yeah,
Lundy talked about it. He said he played there over a dozen times just from high school until now. And he said it was kind of just another game, but he thought the atmosphere rivaled anything. Yeah. Any Big Ten atmosphere, Assembly Hall, Chrysler Arena, all of those. Mm-hmm. So even Matt Painter, Purdue's head coach, said that like Purdue would play a neutral site game there as a home game for them because they had a lot of fans there, which I thought was interesting. So I think it's a tradition that should stick.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Rec Hall BJC debate.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
The same thing, but that's so sick that we get to do that and that we have the ability to go cover awesome places
it's
like
amazing.
that. So super cool. Thanks, Connor.
Thanks.
Daddy's home.
Now we'll hop into some Lady Lions talk. The Lady Lions are right on the brink of Carolyn Keeger's 13th win, which she's never done as a head coach at Penn State. But in the meantime, what's going on, Mara?
Yeah, so they're 11-7, 2-5 in the Big Ten. They started off their season pretty strong, but they are 1-3 to start the new year with the most recent blowout loss against Iowa, which was a little bit of a bummer. But Keeger still continues to improve this program, and she's one win away, like Keeley said, from her winningest season, which is 12, right? 12 or 13?
12 or 13, I know. I need to fact check myself. Oh, my gosh.
But they have back-to-back home games starting with Minnesota Wednesday and Wisconsin on Sunday, so we're hoping she can get that win in front of a home crowd.
Awesome.
Go
Lady
Loins.
Lions are always kicking. Now jumping into some men's hockey. Charlie, what's going on with them since the break?
So they're obviously having a great year, 17-6-1. Unfortunately, this last weekend they dropped both games to Michigan State. Both were great games. On Friday it was an overtime, and on Saturday in a shootout, which is just, it's tough when you play 3 periods and lose like that both games. But I mean, what are you going to do? It's kind of like a toss-up at that point, so they're still playing very well. Friday, though, they let in 3 unanswered goals and penalty trouble, so, mistakes like that are obviously fixable, so I don't think there's too much to be concerned about. And Saturday night is the wear-white game against Notre Dame, not the whiteout, which is going to be awesome because Notre Dame's, like, the worst. I can't stand them, so I'll be there. I'll be loud. How about you guys? Are you going to go?
I won't be going. Tough stuff for hockey against Michigan State, but hopefully they'll be able to rebound against Notre Dame and make a statement win. Mara?
Yeah, I feel like there's been a lot of hype around Notre Dame coming here. This has been a big game on the schedule since I think it came out, so it'll be good to get a huge home crowd like that. And also, I feel like we talk about uniforms a lot. Those uniforms are sick.
Those are
They're
so cool.
The wear-white
I forgot
uniforms
about that.
are sick.
Yeah.
The gray one? Yeah.
That would be awesome. And even if maybe they make it to Big Tens or, a different championship, and if they get to wear those, they're awesome.
Like, we got to get more alternates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
football
basketball
should play,
did great,
4
too,
games with
didn't they?
True.
Yeah, all sport. Like, why pick? I get, like, Penn State football jersey is one of the, like, best, like, traditional uniforms. Like, it's like Michigan or Alabama, but, like, come on. And we do the, like, Generations of Greatness, which is sick.
Yeah.
Like, those helmets are so cool, but imagine what they could do, like, I don't know.
Even just
Definitely.
once a season, like something funky, it would be so
Like,
cool.
when we play, like, Akron. No offense, Akron. But, like, no one cares anyway. Like,
And wrapping up, number 12 women's hockey is rolling in the Big Ten with a 6-1-1 record and on a 6-game win streak. I think last weekend they tied RIT, snapping that streak, but they haven't lost yet. Well, they did, but not recently. So up next, they'll be playing Mercyhurst this weekend in Erie, and we wish them the best.
good luck, ladies.
Good luck.
Yes. That is all for sports. Thank you, Charlie and Mara.
Yeah,
Thank
you.
you.
Keeley.
See you guys.
See.
I'll see you later, dude.
Tryna bring a nigga down, just thinking about the possibility. I frown. Far out in that water, Father, don't let me drown. I can hear my grandma saying, don't let me down. People wanna kill me.
That was another episode of Podward State. We had Brad Kraut on the show. What'd you think, Hailey?
It was awesome. I mean, he's got the energy. He's loud. He loves Penn State, and he loves what he does. I think it was a great way to start off season 8.
Yeah, he's certainly a character.
Yeah.
I think people will have fun listening to this one.
Everybody loves him.
Yeah.
So,
And, like, people think he's a lot, but I give him credit for being involved in so much and being productive.
Yeah.
It is a good lesson to of time management and doing things well. So it was cool to hear how he does that.
It's crazy, like, just looking at his Instagram story from today, like, looking at everything that he did.
Yeah.
Like, I thought I had a long day, but, like, when I woke up, he'd already had a whole day. So, like,
literally.
kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. I don't know how he does it, but I love that he's spreading this message to college kids and even high school kids and middle schoolers, he said, too.
Yeah, it's crazy how many people, like, have seen his content.
Yeah.
Or it's interesting thinking about, like, when we had Katie Feeney on or, like, Bestie Ryan.
Yeah.
Like, their audiences versus his, kind of.
Yeah.
Because I feel like his is, like, a mix of both. But Katie's is more younger kids, and Bestie Ryan's was, like, more college kids.
Yes. Yes, definitely. But yeah.
Great episode.
I'm Connor Krause.
I'm Hailey Stutzman.
I'm Grace Cunningham.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Bye.
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 You heard they kill who? Drugs talking sound like Molly. Can someone tell the vlogs? Get off of my D. Never had no doubt if I'm gonna make it or no probably. Cause I ain't done me right. You E O Lottie. Grateful for the shit I got cause I come from a heart.